All right, so you're lucky enough to own one of these bad boys, the Stihl BR800 leaf blower. This thing is a beast, guys, right? You know all about it. It's putting out about 200 miles per hour and over 900 CFM. Both important stats. We want the miles per hour, we want the punch, but we also want that CFM, that volume that moves. Hey, this tree right here, it's starting to drop leaves. And when these things start covering the ground, you grab this BR800, they'll be out of here in no time. So let's go over, so you own a Stihl BR800 blower. Stihl has had a blower very similar to this for 15 years, the BR600, and this is just newer, bigger, badder version of it. They still make the BR600, one of my favorite blowers, but if you're looking for serious power, that's why you got this. Okay, it's a 2-cycle machine as far as the fuel mix, right? So I'm not gonna put gas and oil in it, I'm gonna put mixed gas and oil, and I can do that 2 ways. One, gas can, Stihl Ultra oil mix, bam, 1 gallon of gas, good to go. Always, always, always recommend ethanol free. If you can't, then look to put a stabilizer in it, something that's gonna counteract the ethanol and the problems that ethanol will cause. Okay, if you're gonna run that, that's fine. But the time will come when this thing's gonna sit for a couple months. At that point in time, we wanna see this Moto mix in there. This Stihl Moto mix is a 93 octane, no ethanol. It is awesome. It has a 2-year shelf life after I crack the lid, but it's really good to hibernate with. So consider that the Stihl Moto mix. Safety, as with all blowers, they're pretty loud, right? So I should protect my ears. And often not thought of are safety glasses. I'm blowing, debris coming up, get a backwind, crap in my eyes, and I can't see. So let's protect our eyes, let's protect our ears. Okay, let's look at what we need to do to maintain this thing and where things are gonna work and how it's gonna go. We've got our fuel's gonna go right here, so pop this lid, fuel goes right there. Starting, I'm gonna prime it right here 4 or 5 times, like all these machines. I wanna get the fuel up to the carburetor and then back down to the tank. And in the choke, which is rotate clockwise about a 1/4 turn. One thing to note is this machine is always on run. So when I shut it off, push down, it returns to run. One other thing, when I hit the throttle trigger, it will automatically shut the choke off. So boom, I click the choke off. So starting is gonna be simple. Prime it 4 or 5 times, choke it. Usually I'll take this thing, put it down on the ground. There's a little foot pad right here. Awesome. Put my foot on it, give it a pull. I'm gonna hit the throttle trigger right away to let it down to idle. Okay, it's idling. It's ready to go. When I pull this trigger, it's gonna take off. If I like, there's a cruise control. I can kind of set that throttle wherever I want. That way I don't need to squeeze it the whole time. And then to shut it off, I simply push down. Couple features on this. We have an adjustable throttle control handle, so I can actually loosen that or just lift it up, and this will slide up and down. That'll give me more comfort. On the back straps here, back pads, awesome, thick, comfortable. Loosen it up, pop it on, and then once it's on your back, put your thumbs in there, give it a little jump and pull down. It'll cinch that thing up, be nice and comfortable on your back. It weighs about 25 pounds, but the power it puts out, it's totally worth having that weight. Okay, we've got fuel. We know how to start it. This thing's kicking up dust, right? So we got to keep an eye on the air filter. And with the Torx wrench that comes with it, 1 screw here, 1 screw here, take that cover off. It's a vertical pleated air filter. It is designed that when you shut it off, dirt's able to fly or fall out. Let's keep an eye on that. Pull it out every once in a while, tap it. Can I see good light through it? If I can't, let's put a new one in. Right here, this screw, when it comes loose, I access the spark plug. Not a bad idea to throw a spark plug in, maybe every year, every other year if I'm in a homeowner use. Commercially, I'd sure do one once a year. Something that gets missed on these is the valve adjustment. This is what they call the Stihl 4-mix engine. Love it. It's smooth, it's quiet, it pulls easier, it has a load of torque. But there is one additional maintenance item that often gets overlooked. At about 130 hours, plus or minus, it's time for a valve adjustment. That's a procedure that we do in the shop at Carl's. If you ignore it, go for it. But I'll see you in about 400 or 500 hours with a blown up engine. And I don't want to see that for you. So when you notice that this pull goes from a fairly smooth pull to that was smooth. I'll try to show a chunk pull. Hey, it's telling you it's time for a valve adjustment. So stop, get it into Carl's. Let's get those valve adjusted so you can get maximum life out of this machine. Okay, so we've talked about throttle. We've talked about shutting it off. We've talked about air filter, spark plug, valve adjustment. Hey, there's a nice little storage hook right here. If you can put a big nail, spike, or a hook on your shed wall, you can hook this up and it can hang right there. One other little thing that I failed to point out, there's a hook. Kind of nice, right? There's a strap here with a little eye and it hooks right over. I'll tell you, in my experience, those are set a little tight at the factory, so I usually take a needle nose and open that up a little bit. Makes it much easier to get that tube off. So, as always, when you buy something at Carl's Mower and Saw, you got this sweet folder. It's got our information, your model, your serial, your date of purchase. You open it up. You've got your owner's manual for your Stihl BR800 that you bought, a referral program. It talks about ethanol-free fuel and good mix. Thanks for watching. I'm glad that you own yourself a Stihl BR800. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Like, thumbs up our YouTube channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you learn more about your equipment and how to take the best care of it and get the most out of it.